Jay, can you pass me my bag? Welcome to FTR Productions. My name is Aiman Haziq.
I'm Jay.
And this is the second episode of our 6-part installment regarding Kellie's Castle. And today,
This is our second episode, The Haunted Dream.
the title is Haunted Dream. The dream being the structure itself.
The castle itself.
Exactly.
What I meant.
The Kellie's Castle. And the Haunted Dream is basically the building, the design, the blueprints, the architecture.
The inspirational design.
Yes, that's what I'm going for. The inspirations that fall before the construction of Kellie's Castle. So that building is famous. It's basically infamous among Malaysians and even outsiders. Foreigners come to Perak, Batu Gajah, just to see the structure sometimes. It's actually a tourist spot by now, isn't it?
And those tourists have like saying about those strange phenomenon being happen there, but you don't know. That's allegedly.
We're giving teasers after teasers, aren't we?
Okay, yes.
Okay. So, when Kellie was building his castle, he imported quite a number of
laborers.
Laborers. Thank you. There was actually a heavy, quite a heavy Indian inspiration that came from it because of the laborers that he took on with him.
Maybe because not mistaken. Maybe because he ventured to Sri Lanka, Burma, and what's it called, India. He met those laborers, and then he brings to Malaya.
Yeah, he did go to Sri Lanka and
Yes,
India.
he did.
The first inspiration that was documented came from Indo-Saracenic, which is the general inspiration of Asian countries' structures, buildings at the time.
Yes.
It was very general at the time.
It is.
The next inspiration that he got was also from Roman structures. Now, when I talk about Roman structures, what's the first thing that you think about?
Gladiator! I'm sorry, Roman.
Okay, Roman. The first structure that you think about when you talk about Rome is the Colosseum. So you can kind of see where he does have this, Roman enthusiasm, Roman passion.
He does have many paintings of Romans actually.
He does.
He does. So because he's kind of like took liking to it, even though he never ventured to Roman.
He's never ventured to Rome.
Yes.
It's basically me. I have
A dream.
Anyways, I just remembered something.
What?
I didn't record audio.
God.
The next inspiration that was put into the construction of Kellie's Castle was Moorish structure. Now, Moorish, interestingly enough, is a Spain-originated structural design.
What's the distinct features that had on it?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's Spain, right? It originated from Spain, so
Mm.
it's a very and Spain is a very Latin country. But the design is so widely used that it's used in almost every type of religious structure, religious buildings. Now, the buildings for Moorish specifically is intricate designs, tiles, and horseshoe arcs. Now, those, despite being very, very specifically catered to Moorish or Spain chapels, I think you can see that it exists in almost any religious building that you find. You go to an Indian temple, you can see that there are those designs. You go to a mosque, you can see that there's a design. You go to any church, chapel, you can see that those designs exist. I mean, just from that alone, you can tell that William Kellie Smith is quite a religious fellow. He's quite, I don't want to touch on his beliefs, and I don't want to touch on, whether if he's a true follower of God or not. But despite his many
Misfortune.
salutations, his salutations to the man up above, I don't think the man up above appreciated him that much.
Because of his misfortune.
The misfortunes that befall him kind of show like he was.
I don't know what went wrong with him.
He was the stepson. He was like God's least favorite.
He was Loki, I think.
Yeah, he was Loki.
He was Loki.
Exactly.
He built an Indian temple, the side of the castle itself.
He built an Indian temple?
Yes, he built it.
He built an Indian temple, guys. He's the most pious of all. He's the true Christian.
There's a chapel, and then pardon us. He has an Indian temple on the side, and then he has a chapel inside of it.
He has Indian temple on the side, a chapel in the center, and he has religious buildings as an inspiration. There you go. There you go. So this man loves God, but
why?
God does not love him. Okay, this man is a true God follower. Like, he has a chapel. As you said, he has the Indian temple next to the building. He has a chapel inside of it, but well, he doesn't have the
blessing.
The
from
blessings.
The God.
You know, goes to show you can have as many religious buildings as you want. If God don't like you, God don't like you.
Okay, moving on to the special features that we have. Those design are pretty interesting. By the way, it has like those features of Roman, those wine a thingy for them. So a thingy. So a thing for them. So basically, he had on what is it called? A wine cellar of just a level of wine, full of wine, and then there was like it's quite big actually. So there's a 6-story of level. So there's on the top of it is the first one is the grand one, the hall room. Then there's a rooftop for parties and gatherings. There's also an open air courtyard that was used for tennis.
Tennis?
Yes.
That was tennis?
So moving on to the and there's also an underground what was it? An underground basement. Was it underground basement? Underground tunnels. That was lit by hidden stairways.
So wait, so we're talking about hidden stairways, secret rooms, but we know about them. So how are they?
Because
hidden?
it's accessible for the tourists right now. So it's meant to be secrets.
It was meant to be secret, but we know about them, so they're not secrets anymore. There's so many layers to like. Who else do we know has so many tunnels under their buildings, under their structures? In the previous episode, we touched on how William Kelly Smith, he has problems regarding that revolve around counting his chickens before they hatch. He has loaning problems, and also he has like financial misfortunes back to back. He probably would have been one of the people who ate the forbidden fruit. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, so because of the issues that he had that we mentioned in the previous episode, there's another lingering issue that Kelly had throughout his time in Malaya, or maybe even before. Now, for context, we here are still very impressed by William Kelly Smith's achievement, right?
At the age of 20.
Exactly. At the age of 20, a civil engineer. He was having a breakup at the age of 20. I was falling into drains. I was riding a bike. I was struggling riding a bike at age 20, okay? So this man right here has a civil engineer, so he has the expertise, he has the passion, he has the knowledge, yet he was constantly ridiculed by the British landowners that were in Malaya already at the time. Now, the problem that I want to mention here is that William Kelly Smith has problem with accepting criticism, and he cannot see other people besting him. He just cannot see other people above him.
Sounds like
someone
Drake.
Who?
I know nothing.
So, this issue that William Kelly Smith had, it didn't stem from nothing. He wasn't a spoiled child. No by no way. He was a poor kid.
He was a poor kid.
He put in the effort. It's not like he's some sitting stump. Okay, he's not a log just waiting to be composed by bacteria or anything. He was putting in the effort, but all of his efforts were going nowhere. Right? He had a trail of misfortunes follow him. He was doing it all, but everything was faltering. Everything was falling apart, to the point where the British landowners at the time were ridiculing him to smithereens. For me, it's okay for you to dive into a lot of things all at the same time, but William Kelly Smith here, I feel like his best intentions put aside, had some some extensive eagerness to them. What I'm trying to say is
pride. His pride.
One of them is to conserve his pride. Yes, he wanted to prove himself to the critics. Secondly, he does have a tendency to garner wealth or financial stability through very peculiar means. Okay, we touched on the fact that he had a loaning problem, and then he tried to, he married Agnes for allegedly.
inheritance.
Allegedly, the inheritance. We have to use allegedly. I'm
Okay.
scared. I'm scared.
You
but,
mentioned, okay.
but like, so in a way, William Kelly Smith had a lot of tools to make it work for himself.
To finish this dream, actually.
To finish his dream, exactly. To not let his dream outlive. But in the end, it is what it is. And William Kelly Smith, his critics,
His own people.
his critics, the British landowners had the last laugh. There's another issue that William Kelly Smith faced, and just to be clear, we are falling into alleged
Allegedly.
territory. Okay, we are falling into alleged territory. We collected all the alleged points that we have and put it into one box, and here it is.
So basically,
Box.
this it starts to get more wicked. So allegedly, there was like 40 laborers died on that site, on that construction site. So to back up our story, so there's a saying also that those 40 laborers died because of the Spanish flu that was happening in 1918 to 1920. So those things are just speculation, and this is our speculation. This is our alleged terms here, and
Because it was never really determined, right?
yeah, it was never really
determined
well documented.
why or how the laborers are passed away, but some say it was the Spanish flu, some said it was the influenza epidemic.
And don't forget about the World War One.
So there's a lot of things to consider there before we make a statement about it.
Yes.
But we can say for sure that aside from the aforementioned issue of his laborers being uneducated in the field of construction, this a mass death of laborers also contributed to the delay of Kelly's castle.
He has all the resources that he can finish this dream. I don't know why.
I mean, we know why.
Misfortune those.
We know why.
Okay, we know why.
Oh, by the way, we are not discouraging people from going to Kelly's castle. Do visit the site.
Visit the
It
site.
is
It is so beautiful. We are planning to go
We
there.
are planning to go there ourselves. This episode ends here. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you continue with us on this journey, hopefully we will be able to be on site at Kelly's castle together.
We are from the FTR production. What?
Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next episode. You know the bag you hit me. It's so hard.
It was not me.
It wasn't you. It's so dark in here.
It was not me. I was in the toilet. I was in the toilet. It was not me.